Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Last time... Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Last time we finished up the Demon Ruins and lost Izalith. Got the soul of the Bed of Chaos. I don't know if I looked at it. I guess this is the Witch of Izalith's old soul that became a demon thing. We also got some embers to take down to Vamos. I don't remember where I got that one, but we got this one down there. I think we've had the Vamos one for a while. So, something else that I want to show off before we go any further is that there's a guy over here that I keep forgetting to show. This is the dude we found down in the depths outside the gate to Blighttown. And he hangs out on this bridge. I believe after you beat Sin's Fortress he'll show up there. I'm not sure. But he's got some interesting items that we could get. And he actually has new things. So let's go over and check him out. Now, before he sold, like, crystal weapons and things like that.
Hey, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
So, he sells the resins, as he did before. He also sells the Master Key now, which is kind of useless at this point. But if you wanted it for a second playthrough, you could get it here. Because on New Game Plus, you don't get another gift. But he sells his normal armor, and he'll also start selling things that are related to bosses. This is from, obviously, Sin's Fortress. And he sells whichever armor of Ornstein or Smog that you...
It is a shame then, but no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
So if we had defeated Smog, we would get his armor, which is really funny looking. So there's a couple things I want to do before moving on to the next area. Well, there's something I have to do. And what I want to do is I want to do the New Londo Ruins part of this. But to truly take advantage of what I have to do here, or rather to do this properly, what I need to do is I need to go up to the Darkroot Garden and do some stuff there. So let's go ahead and head over there. Now I want to join the Sun Bros again, but before I do that, there's something I want to take care of over there. Oh, and Siegmeyer is gone. So I guess the Undead Parish is the fastest way. Oh, and I should probably show off some of those pyromancies I picked up. Since I've gotten a lot of new ones. So let's show off Firestorm. I think I showed off Firestorm. Maybe I did. Chaos Storm is what the yellow dude in the Painted World, the invader, was doing at us. Fire Whip. It's good. I have never showed up Fire Surge either, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I don't remember what Chaos Whip does. But let's show off this too. Okay, so Fire Surge is just like this. You just kind of do a lot of fire then. And Fire Whip, it's sort of like a weaker version of Fire Surge is kind of like a weaker version of what's the word I'm looking for here? Combustion. And that's what Fire Whip looks like. Sort of like he draws kind of a shape in front of him using a similar type of thing. I don't find them to be that useful, but I'm sure that there's lots of people who can find better uses of them than I. It seems to me like they should just have a certain amount of uses rather than having this kind of arbitrary large number of uses that uses a certain amount of them. So. Oh, I didn't show off the undead rapport either, did I? Let's go ahead and do that. Now this one is supposed to take control of an undead. I'm wondering if they can be used on specific guys later. I have to think about that. Now, to really understand kill this guy. Did that fail or what? Apparently it doesn't work on this guy. Anyway, that's what it does. It makes them attack each other. It's not that useful. I'm not sure if it'll work on the ghosts. It's a good question. Still getting weird frame rate issues, but I guess it's not really related to anything. It's just this being a shitty port and whatever. I guess I'll just have to deal with it. So, before I join the Sunbros, there's another covenant I want to be dabbling with before we move on with that. And they're down here. So I decided I'll do this one first so that I can actually have the Sunbro stuff for the last two things after this. I mean, we still need a bunch of sunlight metals to really use that to our potential anyway. And there's a good boss over here for getting summoned for. Now, what we're doing here is we're going past the door that we needed the Crest of Artorias for. Now, you don't actually need that. You can just go around, as I demonstrated over by the Hydra. It's kind of a back route in to that area. But what we're doing here is we are going to head down here. Oh, something I never showed off is that you can actually hit these guys when they're still in the ground. Like the downward stab of this, or like something like that. As long as it's a downward attack, it'll work. So this is an interesting area past this door. It's got quite a few neat things going on with them. Might as well rest at this bonfire and have not useless magic. They're not useless. It's just not all that great. Okay. Lightning spear. And how about... let's just go with Fire Orb. So, earlier in the game I kind of alluded to a sort of cheesy, stupid way of getting a bunch of souls, and the way you do that is over here. There are these NPCs over here in the garden here, and you can go over to here and kind of drop down over this ledge, and if you stand right here, they will try to attack you and get knocked off the edge. Here, I'm gonna try not to do this. While still staying alive here, if I can. They won't chase you very far into this area. So there's these kind of weird ghosts here. And then those other guys. Those other guys are actually something specific. They are chasing me pretty far into here. Okay then. That's how we're gonna do this. And they are something we can deal with a couple of different ways. We can just fight them normally, which is what I'm doing here. Don't fall off the edge, dude. Oh. Those guys do not respawn, but these guys do. And this guy in particular will attack you every time you come in there, because he's the closest to the gate. And you can kill him, and you get 2,000 souls. There's a bunch of dudes over here, hidden among the trees, and you can see some of them if you just look through your binoculars or whatever. See, there's a dude over there. Let's see if we can attract another one. If you were trying to avoid them, the best way to do is just follow the edge of the ridge here. Yeah, there's the same guy. And they basically look like the different starting classes. There's another one right over there. There's two of those ghosts, and then a special NPC, I suppose, and then a bunch of these random dudes. The random, not random, but a bunch of these other dudes. These guys will respawn when you restart the area. And there's this guy here who is a cleric. There's the sorcerer who we fought earlier. And there's another guy who I believe will be showing up fairly soon. Maybe I didn't get far enough. The sorcerer is actually the hardest one to knock off the edge, although he's still not particularly hard to knock off the edge. There he is. There's a thief over here. Because these other guys are melee. And this guy will, like, riposte and backstab you and stuff. So. Not too hard. Praise the sun. Actually, the one who will give you the least amount of souls is the one I think is the hardest one of the ones that respawn, which is this guy who's a bandit or barbarian or whatever he is. So go ahead and kill this guy. And there's one more NPC over here. See, he only gives 1,000. So if you were want to farm just souls from these guys, you could kill the sorcerer back at the gate, go over and antagonize the cleric and thief, who are pretty close to each other. Go stand over on that edge where I showed you, and they will, if you're standing in the right place, they will try to drop down on you from above and hit you like that, and they'll just fall straight off the edge. And just rest at the bonfire and keep doing that over and over. There's another NPC over here, along with another one of these knights. As I said, the knights don't respawn. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy. I missed. Now this one's an archer. Let's go ahead and actually get our talisman out here. Oh. Alright, that's how it's going to be. I guess these guys fat roll too. Hey. Frame rate's really giving me issues on my timing. But that archer's kind of tough to fight with another person. And there's some of these trees over there that we fought earlier that kind of made me run away from the area because I had no Estus flasks. So let's go back over here and take care of that person. If you remember that they were kind of stealthed. It's actually pretty easy to knock this person off the edge, because it likes to try to dodge around. So when it does that, we want to quit and come back. And up there where they were standing is going to be their items. I don't know if it was clear, but that was a woman using mostly the ranger's starting equipment. But here we get the black bow of Ferris's hat, and a twin humanities. Now, did I show you the? I got one of these. Like, you remember that item that was down in the lava at the beginning of the area in the demon ruins? Whoa. It was just that one of those soul items. Here we've got an interesting NPC.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorias? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorias art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
We'll say yes.
Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
We'll actually say yes here.
I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. let us establish a covenant.
And that was weird.
And here taketh this ring.
So this is one of the PvP covenants. I'm joining this for a reason it's probably not entirely clear.
It allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
Okay. So, when we do that, it makes this guy appear.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear. Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
And he actually has a friendo back here. Some kind of ninja. And this ninja is actually what we are joining this to do. We needed to join the Covenant to spawn this guy.
Ah, did you notice that one? Sharp eyes? He is one of the clan from the east, like myself. Always slinking in the shadows. But he is a tough one. You'll see what I mean.
There's actually some cut content where this guy was supposed to betray you for some reason. I don't remember exactly the details of it.
Ah, thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Do not such a hope shatter with foul disproportion.
I don't know if Elvina will say it. But the NPC will mention something about him. Now, these NPCs that are out here, when you join the Covenant and they respawn, they will not attack you because you're a part of this Covenant. So, that's pretty cool. And there's this big area over here that's full of those tree guys. Let's just go take a look around over here before we move on to that next area. Now, these guys are a really good source of souls if you are wanting to just farm them for no reason. There are better sources. But early in the game, you can get that Crest of Artorias for 20,000 and just have a huge amount of souls. Fairly easy, really early in the game. And it's quite nice. And it's much better to be doing it through the Crest of Artorias store than to not do so. Which is one of the reasons I say if you're going to be doing, you know, doing this area anyway, it's still worth it to get the Crest of Artorias, even though you don't technically need it. Because the way around is so annoying. And the fact that you can make back those souls so easily. It's not really that big a deal. And there's a lot of these trees over here. Now, I don't know what the deal is with Elvina, but we'll see. We'll see a little bit more about that sort of stuff later. There's a bunch of trees. by this item over here. Yeah, trees. Which is Shiva's equipment. Now, you can still find this even though Shiva, if you don't spawn Shiva. Shiva will only spawn once you join the Covenant. And now that you've spawned him, he will be a merchant down in Blighttown. Down by the elevator up to the back door, the exit, if you will, of the area. And we actually want to go to him just to show off what he's doing there. Now, they will... this is one of the few covenants that actually has, like, consequences for doing stuff to... like, NPCs involved in it. This one actually has a lot of NPCs involved, so I suppose it makes sense. If you attack any NPCs that are a part of the Covenant, you will be kicked out. And as, you know, some of you may have already guessed, having played the game, I actually intend to do that. But, before I do that, I want to buy a few things from Shiva. Now, down here is that bridge that we kind of were looking at before. And there's this little area across from here that you can go to. And this is the little cleft I walked up before. I want to kill... In particular, Shiva's bodyguard has a very good item that... This character is not necessarily... well suited to use, but I want to have it anyway. But before we do that, we might as well take care of this area, since it's more convenient to have that stuff while we're here. I'm not going to show off the the stuff here with the Covenant, because I don't think I could do it any justice. It's a PvP thing, and I've never really done any of the PvP stuff on my own accord. So let's go ahead and start moving on to the next area. There's some other stuff over there, but we can get to it from here. So there's a box down at the bottom of this thing. And if I die here on the boss, then I want to have those NPCs out of the way. Which is a good idea. Now, the Covenant is guarding the grave of Artorias, which is actually what we're here to get. So it's kind of ironic that we joined the Covenant here specifically to do this area. So this is the stone armor. As you can see, it's slightly worse than Havel's armor, but it has the same property that you can't upgrade it. But you can get it earlier in the game if you just run over here and do that stuff. As soon as you have the crest of Artorias, you can come over to this part. So something you'll notice here is that there's these little bros walking around. It's kind of hanging out. Little mushroom mans. We could attack them, and they're worth a few souls, but they're not hostile. If we go over here, there's some really big ones guarding a box. And they are hostile. But they're so slow, we can actually avoid them if we wanted to. Lead them away from the box. And I see no reason. I mean, they're guarding their box. Just lead them away. And just go open the box, man. Oop. And as you can see, they kind of hit like trucks. They do that massive haymaker, which is actually easy to avoid, but since I was opening the chest, I couldn't. We will see these guys again later. I never kill these guys just because I think it's funny. And here we get another ember. This is an ember we're actually supposed to give to Rickert down in the New Londo ruins. And we're going to be going there pretty soon. After we do this area. So let's get away from that. And we can see down there, there are some special friends. We can kind of see over here. They sort of look like Alvina, only black and bigger. These are sort of mini bosses of the area. They don't respawn. I think they're called great felines or something like that. And they're actually really dangerous. There's an easy way to kill them using... Oh, come on. Are you still chasing me? Alright, fine. Oops. Notice how many hit points they have. Answer is a lot. And you just avoid their haymaker punches. And there are actually others of these in the Great Hollow, which we'll be going to later. And these ones drop gold pine resin. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see here. Some of these guys, and they do that kind of Sonic the Hedgehog spin. You kind of exploit their AI by hiding over here by these trees. Because, well, they're not very smart. Being monsters and all. As I said, these don't respawn, and there's no clear indication why they are here. There's one item over here. Over by that tree. But, oh, you can't block that. I don't know why I was even trying. Oh, and there's 3 of them. And those other 2 ambush you when you get closer. I don't know why they kind of get stuck here. I guess because they can't fit. I don't know. They ragdolled that corpse. They have a really funny throw, which is one of my favorites. Or a grab, I should say. Oops. There we go. Ow. They basically just eat you. It's unpleasant. And they're basically just a source of souls. But if you were coming up from the bottom and like came into this area here, you would be in some trouble. If you did this very early in the game. So. In any case, there's nothing really else to do with that stuff over there. I guess we do have to drop down here. And there's also another thing you can do over here in this area. I don't know if that in that particular spot, but I always come at those guys from the other angle, so. I'm trying to remember how to... Oh, right. I have to go back across the bridge. As I said, they don't respawn, and they're not really guarding anything important. I kind of wonder what their purpose is. Oh, I never showed off that Shiva armor. It's cool looking, but it's kind of shitty. Its best property is bleed resistance, which is not important. The sword he's using you can get from the big skeletons in the graveyard in the catacombs, or in the Tomb of the Giants. And the shield that he's using, I don't think you can get anywhere else. You have to get it from him